What's up, homies? Welcome back to Agents After Hours. Our podcast is for agents who want to talk about the parts of this industry no one wants to say out loud.
We're Erica,
And Paige.
and we're here to bring you unfiltered, unapologetically honest real estate talk. So pour a drink, take a breath, and let's dive in, baby.
Let's dive in. So this is literally the first episode after our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah,
This is into year 2. This is the first episode.
I can't believe it. That's crazy.
I know, but it's exciting. Are we going to cheers? You have an Alani. I have a orange Fanta.
Boop. Cheers to a year
Mm.
and more
You didn't
to
take a
come.
drink though.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
All right. So this episode is about something that I think I feel so deeply. Erica, you too?
I do also, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever hit a goal and instead of actually feeling proud, you kind of just felt behind on the next one? Like you're just doing well, but internally you just feel unaligned and you're late, you're off track, you're failing somehow. So that's what we want to talk about today. And sometimes it's not that I even feel behind. It's like I also feel guilty for doing good.
1000%. And so today we're going to talk about the part that really no one says out loud. Is how can you be winning and still feel like it's not enough? Because the better you do, the less you celebrate, at least for me. That's how I feel.
That's how I feel too. And I would say a lot of people probably feel the same way because I know a lot of successfully humble people.
For sure. And I wonder if it's people who came from not too much, like humble beginnings. And it's kind of like imposter syndrome after that. You never really feel like a big shot,
Yeah. I think for me, I just never want to come off like bragging or cocky because like if I say my resume out loud, it can sound like that. And I don't want to be misperceived as somebody that like is better than. And
Mhm.
I don't like that narrative.
One of the things I've always said, no matter where I am, like thinking back to property management, I would tell the maintenance guys, like, if you need me to go clean up a pile of dog shit, like, let me know. I'll go pick it up. Like, I never want to feel better than, someone scrubbing the toilets because full circle moment, I was at Starbucks scrubbing toilets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm never, I don't know. I don't ever see myself in a better position.
Yeah. And do you think it has anything to do with like confidence, like correlates that way at all?
Like lack of confidence would make you feel that way.
Yeah.
Not in my specific situation, I don't think, because I feel like I'm pretty confident in a lot of ways. I mean, of course, I
Yeah.
have my areas where I do lag, but for the most part, I feel pretty confident, but I still struggle with that.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Like I am newly finding confidence in aspects of my life that yeah. So I don't think it stems from that because I still feel guilty and I feel like I'm fairly confident, especially in the work category of my
Mhm.
life. Also, I wonder, like for me, anybody that has had like a chaotic childhood, if like the chaos of this industry is almost kind of addicting. So like you don't, and also at the same time, you don't know stability. Like when there's constant chaos, there you don't know stability. And if you don't know stability, you never just want to be stagnant. You always just want to keep going because keeping going reverts back to chaos, which you're used to. I think that also played a big part in my life. I just always needed, I don't know, there's a song, Someone You Used to Know. Do you know that song?
I know that song.
Yeah. So he says sometimes you can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness. And I think that that is absolutely true.
But something we've mentioned before that is coming up is like, if you had if your home life was chaos, do you think that you would still feel the same about your career being chaos, or is it just enough? You know?
I think it's just enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't take any more. That's for sure. Like getting a dog and that chaos is almost kind of pushing me to the edge, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
I
But
kind of want to talk about what success guilt looks like for each of us, because obviously
yeah.
like our versions of success are very different. And I recently had a heart to heart, and something that was brought up was like, you've already made it. If like, because to me, success was being able to leave a 9 to 5 world, like having my husband leave a 9 to 5 world and being able to sustain ourselves and pay our bills. And to me, I was like, okay, that'll be great, because then
Yeah.
we have the time freedom, and that to me is successful. But once again, like, what the bar is never still in my world. So once that happened, I'm like, okay, now I need X, Y, and Z. But
Yep.
But I have to remind myself often that, like, that's it, you made it, now it's just, like, fine tuning,
Yeah.
what it is that you want. Like, when you hold binoculars, I don't know if you ever held them. I'm sure
Yeah.
you have. But, like, you put them up and then, like, you, like, tweak the little things and then you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I can see." So it's kind of like that.
I think that also, like, when you have a version of success, that's like step one. But then, like, once that goal is hit, what are you just going to have no more goals for the rest of your life? So, yeah, I do agree. But, like, I also think you need to enjoy and appreciate and not feel guilty for where you came. Like, you accomplished goal one. Great. Like, sit in that for a second, bask in that glory for a moment. And then I don't do that. I don't do that. But still, that's what
That
you
no,
should
that
do.
that would be so nice. So, like, I'll give an example. Something I really, really wanted was a Louis Vuitton Neverfull bag. So I kept telling myself, like, yeah, I see the money there. I gotta go get it. But I have to do something first for it. First, it was passing my real estate test, but I did it. I'm like, that didn't feel hard enough. So maybe once I sell my first million, then I'll do it. Then once I kept moving it, and guess what? I still don't have it. And now I don't even want it. I'm over it. So, like, good thing I didn't
Yeah,
buy it. But it really made me think about that because that was such a huge thing for me, but I never felt like I did something hard enough to earn it.
I get that. I get that. Well, I don't know if I resonate with that, but I get that feeling, I should
Mhm,
say. Like, my other friend is the same way. Like, but she came from like the what is it called? MLM type business, that stupid shit.
mhm,
And she always had to like level up and then we got a prize. So for like her, she's the same thing. She doesn't want to buy a fucking hair dryer
mhm.
because it's an expensive hair dryer. Like I think that a lot of people would agree and probably feel the same way you do.
I'm also an empath, so if someone else is struggling, I want to help, and sometimes
Mm,
I don't know how to give my help, so I'm just like, "Okay, let me buy this," or, "Let me do this," or if someone else is struggling in any aspect, whether it's like, I'm struggling with my kids, I'm struggling my car's not starting, I'm struggling with something, I'm like, "Okay, take my car, give me your kids, do whatever it is," like, I
right.
feel like if someone else is struggling, I immediately take that on as my struggle because, well, my life is chill right now, so bring me some of your chaos
I'm pausing
to
right
help.
there. That's not true. We just had a perfect example of that.
Oh,
Literally, you're like, we don't have an episode for Monday. And Erica was like, Brandon cut his leg and he needs stitches and needs to go to the hospital. And Erica was like, oh, like it's fine. And I'm like, Erica, we don't have time for this. And you were full chaos and you were still offering help. Like, what do you need to do? Like, go do what you need. Like, so I think that regardless of what is going on in your personal life, you still offer help
yeah,
in
I'm
all
a server.
aspects. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I'm a
sure.
server in that way, but doesn't matter who it is, it's like, okay, I'm thinking of, like, resources to help.
Mhm.
So, I think about that a lot. Might not even be financially because people struggle in all different kinds of ways,
Absolutely.
but I don't know, I almost find myself, like, relating to them and then, like, almost bringing my own self down. Like, if someone's speaking to me and they're going through something, I might be going through be so excited, but I almost don't wanna emotionally show that. So I kind of bring myself down to be like, "Yeah, I understand," or, like, try to relate to them on some level, which mentally for me, go down. Help me sort that out.
That's very interesting because I used to be the exact same way. I threw a lot of money at it. I'm going to use one of my friends for example. He had a lot going on at one time and I also had a lot on, but I knew that he had so much more going on. Like it wasn't just his like home life. His finances were also shit. His car was shit and I didn't have all of those problems. My problems were so like I could fit it in a box and his was in every aspect of his life. And so I never like relied on him at all. And I did that for everybody. Like any you need me done. I don't know when that switch flipped in me, but now I'm just like, that's a you problem. Because and I'm not saying that's healthy because like I think that there needs to be a middle ground because I feel like I was to the extreme maybe where you're at and now I'm just the opposite. So I I don't know how to unpack that, but I think that I might be like, don't go cold. So obviously, don't go cold like I did, but I feel like I'm working on being warmer.
It's not even like I don't feel like it's a people pleasing thing because I don't think I'm doing it to make them happy. I'm doing it because I don't want to see someone struggling.
100%. Same.
So, like, even if it comes at my own mental health expense, I'm gonna help.
But that's not healthy.
No, it's not. But
So, I mean,
I
we
can
got to
die a
find a
happy
middle.
man.
Okay. So you're on this end of the spectrum and I'm on this end. And we need to find this end.
Okay. Okay, we can work on that.
Yeah. But I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there. I had an experience where like my my brother went to college for 5 years and has an accounting degree. He has been in the workforce for a long time. And I always feel bad when it comes to like money because like I didn't go to college. I didn't probably work as hard in school. Like he had a job and he went to college. I just had a job. And I do feel bad about that sometimes. So anytime I say I'm going to hit the lottery, I'm like I'm going to give him $1 million for his family. But also I feel like I had to pay for more then. And then like I always pay for my mom too. And it's not because like I just feel like it's the right thing to do. I feel I've talked about her a handful of times. I'm not going to name drop her, but there was a lady in my leadership academy, and she posts for her when she applied for the NAR committee or the NAR leadership program. She had to do a video, and she said that the community has afforded her this life, and that's why she gives back. I have stolen that so many times from her because I do say it now because that is so meaningful, and I feel like my mom and my brother my friends are, they made me who I am today. And it's just like, I'm going to give back. If I feel like you have made an impact on the direction of my life, I feel like I'm forever indebted to you. So maybe it's not guilt, but it's something.
I struggle with the same thing with my parents too, and my grandma because there was a time that when I first moved back to Laporte, I had a ton of help. Like I was an adult, but like I was basically starting from zero and they were always making sure that I had everything that I needed.
Yeah.
And like my mom was a single mom and she always made sure that I had everything I could ever want and more. And so now like whenever we go somewhere, I want to pay, but then they sometimes get upset about it and then it makes me
100%.
upset. And then like I'll walk into the dollar store with my grandma who is older and get social security. She can't work anymore. And I'll try to grab her stuff like I'll try to grab her toilet paper, dog food, the things that for her, like she's maybe is scrounging for 1 week. But to me, I will spend that not even thinking about it. So for me, I'm like, let's get the big pack of toilet paper. Let's get the
Yeah.
big thing of dog food. But like the last time I walked into the dollar store with her, she was like almost in tears. She's like, stop doing this. And I'm like, you don't understand how much you helped me when I had nothing.
Yeah.
It's $20. I get it. It's a lot of money, but I'm going to spend those $20 on some dumb shit. Like, let me spend it on this toilet paper or this, whatever. So I'm having a hard time right now figuring out how to help without just seeming like I'm like throwing stuff around,
Yeah.
even if it's only $20.
I feel like, yeah, no, I agree. I don't know how to like properly handle like because I don't want to come off ever tone deaf. So I guess like I hate it when I like say something like spending money like that. Like even this whole podcast is going to make me feel like I'm being tone deaf. This whole episode is going to be because I'm going to be talking about my success and feeling guilty for it when there's people that are still working on their level of success and still climbing. And I don't ever want them to think that like I'm superior. So I think that's a big issue for me as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Either. And like, I don't want to fight about it, but it's like I said, if we're going out to breakfast, like I would rather just take that on because it's fine. And it's not that I'm by no means rich, but also like it buy us breakfast. Like I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. Everything's going to be
Yeah.
fine. But I know that that's not the economy is shit right now.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I really struggle with that. And I don't know because I've been told like, I'm just trying to feel human or like,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know how to help in
Yeah.
those ways.
I know. I think that like if I'm being honest, I think that social media has not done well like for people because they compare and judge and like criticize those that have worked harder because they're not there yet. There's definitely people that are ugly about their jealousy, not everybody. But I think like celebrities that who have made it have it's just super easy. It's really like easy to say, okay, well, every successful person and group them into a box together. That every successful person, regardless of what scale you are on, celebrity, local news thing or whatever I feel like a lot of people love them together and they're like, oh, they didn't work there for it, but like I feel like I shouldn't feel guilty because I have worked my ass off and I come from a very modest background. So I don't know.
Well, okay. So I also want to talk about downplaying our wins, right?
Yep.
Saying it's not even a big deal or saying like for me, for example, it's easy for me to say, well, I would have been able to do that without Eris because I was in such a different headspace when I met him. And he, I mean, yeah, like he definitely had his shit together more than I did, but also like he reminds me when I like get in that space, like we did this together. There was an example. I was getting with the pool installed a couple summers ago, and one of the people installing the pool I hadn't known like my whole life. I didn't know them, like they had worked for the company that came out to do it. And they're like, wow, this is a really nice house. I mean, it's fine. It's not like a mansion by any means, but it's definitely, I mean, it's fine. And then he's like, I can't just be like, "Oh, thank you so much." I'm like, "Well, I got it for a good deal," or like, I didn't pay much for it. Like, no, I can't just be like,
Yeah.
"Thank you, I worked for this." I can't
Yeah.
do it.
I can't either.
I have to just let people know, like, well, I only got it because interest rates were in the twos and my mortgage payment as much as an apartment. Like, I have to go into all those details.
Yeah.
And I don't know
I
why, because that's even more uncomfortable for everybody.
Yeah, I think that that's just because you wanna downplay it, you wanna, like, get to their level and, like, not feel like I don't know, because, like, yeah, like, I don't know, I feel like you did work for it, and why should we feel guilty for that? Like, why should we have to overcome every compliment doesn't have to have, "Well, this it's I only am good at this," or, "I only did this because of this," like, I feel like everybody acts like that, and I don't know how we fix that, because you did work hard for your fucking house, Erica, like, damn hard. You don't need to say you got a good deal.
It's
I
hard
don't
for
even
me.
like saying I live in Granger. I hate telling people that. Like, I don't like it at all.
That's so funny.
Ugh.
I have to think about it too when I'm in different rooms. For example, like just being at Starbucks for an example. And it's like, oh, we went on a trip, we went on vacation. Another thing to think about is like we're a dual income household with no kids. And so our life is going to look different. And so
Yeah,
we don't have that huge, well, we have that in other ways, but we're not constantly spending money on like
yeah,
raising a family. When we go out to eat, we can go out to eat for $30. It doesn't cost us $100. So like there's different things
yeah,
like that. So I think that that's something to keep in mind. But I had to think about that, especially like there was a time I was talking about going on vacation or something at Starbucks, and the person next to me was like, "Yeah, that must be nice" or something, and I was like, "Shit, like read the room,"
but, like,
you know?
why should we have to be so conscious of other people's emotions and how they process them? That's I didn't say you didn't say anything wrong. You didn't say anything wrong. Why do you have to make yourself small to fit into other people's boxes? I'm not saying I do the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. And again, it's not even just financially. It's just like in all aspects. It just sometimes I
Yeah.
feel like I have to shrink. My voice as well. I definitely feel that a lot.
Mhm.
In certain environments where it's like I feel like I'm comfortable enough to like in certain situations, it's not gonna apply to all my situations, but for the most part, I'll be in environments where I can speak up and be like, I don't want to do this, or like this doesn't make any sense. Like we need to do it this way.
Yeah.
And I think that that's also difficult, and so, I've struggled there.
Yeah. I backing back to reading the room, I remember an incident where I don't remember what Brandon and I were talking about to someone else, but, like, it's one thing to say, like, "I'm going on vacation and it must be nice," and that I think is a blank statement. Now reading the room, if you would be like, "Oh my gosh, this trip was so expensive, but it's okay, like, and we added on this excursion, and this is gonna be this much more, and who care?" Like, I feel like it all depends on how you handle like, just saying you went on vacation is fine. Like, that's enough. Like, that's not bad. But then, like, if you start bragging about all the great things that vacate, like that's different. And I don't know where that line is per se, but I also think it's also the tone of your voice. Like, if they're like, "Oh, well, where are you going?" Like for me, for St. Bart's, it's an expensive island. I'd be like St. Bart's, and they're like, "Oh, where's that at?" And I'd be like, "Oh, it's just a French island." Like, I'm not going to say like how grand this place is and then asking how expensive it is there. Oh, it's pretty pricey. Like that's all I'm saying. Like I don't want to like
Well,
go into
I'm
detail.
picking I'm counting your pockets. I wanna know how much was this? What do you say? This was an expensive, what does this mean? But
Well,
that's just because 'cause I'm nosy, but also I think that, like, that isn't for me, the way that my brain is set up, it's like that's inspiring for me because I like to travel. So, like, I one day want to do that and, like, experience the whole thing. Back to the lady on social media that I told you I had met in vacation, like, I know she rubs you the wrong way, but I'm just sitting here when I'm seeing her post, I'm like, how the fuck is she doing this? And in my head, I am like, okay, like, I'm trying to figure it out. Just a little bit of a backstory. I met this girl on vacation one time, and now she's, like, a millionaire. according to
No,
social
she's
media.
not. I don't believe it. I
According to
don't
social
believe it.
media, she is.
Don't believe it.
The stuff that I'm seeing on Instagram leads me to believe that she's a millionaire, but, like, I'm not a like, I'm not hating on this girl. I'm like, "Damn, how did you do this?" You know?
Do you know what a
That's how I
socialite
feel.
is?
No.
A
Like
socialite,
Gossip
somebody
Girl?
not quite Er Anna Del Rey. No, I'm thinking Lana Del Rey.
Lana Del Rey?
Her name's Anna. There's a whole movie about it, but she's
Oh, yeah,
essentially
yeah, 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 yeah. Yep, yep, Inventing Anna,
yes. What is her name? Inventing Anna. Is that what you said?
the Netflix, show.
Yeah. So that's essentially what a socialite is. Somebody that just like becomes somebody knows, like rich people know. And is it? Yeah, that is that. And so I think that Anna Delvey, that's her name. I think that also on that, it's because there is somebody that I know that is doing the same thing. And I know he is doing it as a lie. And I know he's doing it as a front because he's specifically told people that he has to act this way because you can't get rich if you don't act rich.
Paige, I
Bitch!
really think she's rich. I really do think this. I don't know
I
if you
don't
can
think she
change
is.
my mind.
I don't know. Send me her page again and I will reevaluate. But
Oh, I will say I've studied the page and just again, not from a place of hatred, just like how did you do this? That is inspiring to me. But I have tried to figure out what it is that she's selling and I can't figure it out. That's
because
one of the
she's not
things.
selling anything.
I
Because
think it's like
it's
a
scamming.
coaching.
So is
I
this person I'm talking about that is literally scamming.
I don't know.
I don't get
Anyways,
it. Sorry. That was a
no.
tangent.
That was a tangent on both parts. But something like you know what else I've done is I feel bad also posting a lot of things about my marriage because I find myself sometimes posting things and then I will delete them. Like if Eris like gets me like flowers or something because he does that all the time and I'm gonna just say it. He's like the best husband in the world. And so I'm like, well, damn, it's probably gonna seem like I almost think in my head that it's gonna appear that I'm only posting this shit on Instagram, but really it's like he deserves a shout out. Like he thinks of things before I need them or whatever. And I found myself like not sharing everything, like all the great things that he does because I have been asked to, like, is that real life or is that just, your social media? I'm like, dude, no. Marriages are great in real life if you have the
Yeah.
right person. Like it really is that great. Now, granted, I can be emotional and like, there's hard conversations along the way, but it really is what it is. Like I'm not,
Literally.
but I do struggle with that too.
Ooh, I don't like that you struggle with that one because I think women, young women especially, people that go to social media to compare, need to see what a healthy relationship looks like. I will never regret that because I want every fucking woman, only because I came from an abusive relationship, I want every woman to know that there is healthy. That I would wish you post him more. People need to see that.
You think so? Because I always
I
feel
100%.
bad. And I've even told that to Eris. I'm like, I thank you so much. Like, I was like, I kind of want to hold back on posting this because I don't. And he's like, okay, I get that or whatever. But like,
Oh no.
I don't know.
No. No. I disagree strongly on
That's
that.
good
But
to know. But you're also in a healthy marriage, so that
yeah,
is also a
100%.
difference. You're
And
not coming at it from a place of like, damn, I am not comfortable in my relationship or something.
anybody that knows Brandon and I knows that we're happy. Like if you know us, like you know that. I would be dumb of anybody to think that it was just for social media. That would be stupid. But I will be honest, there are so many people in this industry getting divorced right now and it makes me so sad. I looked at Brandon the other day and I'm like, don't fucking leave me because everybody's getting divorced right now. And he was like, you
Really,
don't
that is
do
sad.
and I'm like, where am I gonna go? I rely on Brandon so much. Like that's my better half. He's the calm to my chaos. That's sorry.
No, you're right. I mean,
I
I
know.
really like that perspective because there has been times that I stopped to think and I feel bad, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. We shouldn't. I think as women, though, we hold ourselves to a higher standard than we would hold somebody else. Like I feel like I hold myself to a higher standard than I would hold you to. If I gave us both the same task and I failed, but if like we both failed, I would be so livid at myself and I would tell you, Erica, that's okay. We're going to try again. We're going to be just fine. Me, I'd be like, you fucked up. You're a piece of shit. You should have done this, 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 and this. And I probably wouldn't try again. When I failed the real estate exam the first time, that was in August. I didn't go back until January. I was pissed.
Mhm.
So
Why though? Because you're just like an overachiever or you don't wanna be wrong or like what's that about?
I think there's some, I don't want to talk negatively about this person because I love her, but I think that sometimes people can put unrealistic expectations on you from an early start as childhood, and that becomes your own internal voice. And I don't think it was intentional. I think that she also was going through the same thing mentally. So she was projecting. And I, as a mother, have noticed that. And I want to make sure that, like, Hazley doesn't ever have. There was a comment that she made that sounded gross, like setting herself to a high standard. And I'm like, absolutely not. Like, don't say that to yourself. Don't even think that about yourself. Like that. Like, so I think it's that. Like when she fails, she calls herself so stupid. And I'm like, you're not. Stop. Stop. You're
That would
not.
be so hard with a girl, I think.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh, that's another thing. So you said when you failed the real estate exam the first time. I passed the first time, and that's another thing that I have a really hard time telling people, or if I do, I'm like, "Well, I think I did it by fluke." Like it was just I don't know. I think it was just luck.
That's
That's one of
so
the things I
freaking
tell people.
crazy. That is so crazy that you said that today. Literally, the person I was talking to when you texted me, we were talking about how somebody she knows failed the real estate exam, and she was like, nobody ever passes it on the first try, and if they do, they're genius. And I was like, I don't. I said, I think there's only two people at our brokerage that has passed the first time. I think you would now make three. I didn't
Mhm.
know that you passed on the first try.
Mhm.
That's pretty badass.
I did, but that's what I always say is like I don't even know how I passed. I think it was just luck.
I do you know that they used to put scores on it, what your percentage is, and they took that away because, like, there was brokerages that wouldn't bring you on if you didn't have a certain score?
Really?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and passing is passing. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, it really is.
yeah. So, I had an example, I think I said it before on the podcast, but, like, my goal for the longest time has been to hit 10 million in volume.
Mhm.
And I didn't post it on social media what that number was. I posted that I hit the goal and everybody was like, well, what's the goal? What's the goal? They messaged me privately. And I'm like, I don't like talking about volume on a social platform just because I
Mhm.
don't want people to like try to calculate the income and then say stupid shit like you and Eris one time did to me and be like, you're rich. I hate that fucking word.
But I'm
I
saying it jokingly.
Yeah, I know, and it made me so mad when you said that. I'm just kidding. I got in my feelings a bit, but anyways, I finally hit that goal, and, like, there was a like, I didn't wanna tell certain people because I didn't wanna, like because that was other people's goals, and, like, we had a conversation after that, and she was like, "I'm still so happy for you. Please tell me, like, tell me your wins," but there's, like sometimes, like, I don't even wanna talk about it.
I think that's when you start to change your circle up a little bit, and I think that's when just dynamics and relationships start to change with when you're talking you find yourself had feeling like you need to hide your wins, that's when it's kind of time to reevaluate that.
I agree. And I think that's a hard part about success also is like losing friends on the climb
Ugh.
because but I'm also big is like there's people in your life for stages. They are just certain chapters of your life. And I think that we don't need to hold on to chapters that no longer serve us because it's just going to drag us down and we're not going to get to where we need to go if we're constantly bogged down. But I think that you can still respect and value and be appreciative of a person for any lessons in life, but sometimes you just separate. And like I have a friend that I would love to reconnect with, but she is not as career driven as me and she wants to just like enjoy life and enjoy her partner and like do all these things and I can't do that. I
Mhm.
need to be working. Like this is my whole life. This is my career and um I I think that I have to be okay with what she has taught me and realize that maybe we will reconnect in the future.
Yeah, when you guys are kind of like realign a little bit. I feel like I still kind of continue to lose friends. And I was just talking with Eris last night about this because there's so many relationships that I really want to grow. But right now, like we are in a season of locking in and hustling as hard as we can because
Mm.
we hope to kind of have this as we are hoping, it is our hope that going into the next year, we are parents or getting there. And so like we're able to kind of like focus on that a little bit. So right now is kind of like the great lock in. And I notice like around me these friendships being built, and it's like with people that I really truly want to be around, but I'm almost like I not that I don't have the time because I could make the time, but again, like feel like I have certain slivers of my day that I could give up. Most feel like it's okay, but I have to be doing something else.
Well, what else would we be doing? I do want to say that. Like, and we've talked about it before. Like, what else would we be doing if we weren't working on ourselves and moving and doing something? Being a
I
vegetable on the couch, scrolling our phone?
I would like to spend more time in the pool this summer, like
Well,
in
for
the
sure,
sun.
that's different. It's but like right now, I guess you could read a book. I don't read, so somebody like me who doesn't read, what else would I be doing?
I don't know because I don't know what there is to, but there are like hobbies and things or like groups to join or like being social, and I really like that. And I know that we're in a social career, but also it's like I don't know how to give up time to others. My heart wants to, but my mind is like just a little bit further, just a little bit further, just keep pushing, you know?
Absolutely. I totally agree with locking in to reach the end goal. There was a friend that I don't talk to them nearly as much, and I say, "I'm sorry, I'm locked in. I have a 10-year goal." At this point, it's 9. I have a 9-year goal, and I don't even have enough time for myself, so I'm sorry. Like, I will gladly admit that, like, if you wanna be friends with me, it's be low maintenance because I we can talk, we can text, but, like, I can't promise that I have enough time. I'm locked in because but me, I have kids, so, like, if any extra time is going to them
Mhm.
over friends.
I mean, that makes complete sense, and it has been brought to my attention that, like, even no matter what I'm going through, like, I should still show up for others, and here I go. I like, at the beginning of this, I wanted to cry just because I was mad, but now I just, like, wanna cry because it makes me so sad because it's like, nobody realizes that I do fucking show up because I do go to those baby showers, and I do go pick out the outfits, and I am fucking there, and I am happy, so it's like, no, maybe I don't have the capacity to do any more than that, you know?
Yeah,
'Cause it's like, that's just fucking hard enough. Like, what else can I do? Like, how what else what do I don't know, what do you want from me? I try. So then it's
yeah,
like, okay, like, I have to focus because I like, it kinda just keeps my brain working, I guess.
mhm,
Like, and on other things that I
yeah,
can control.
yeah, yeah. I think that that in itself is, like, really hard to navigate and to celebrate somebody else's pregnancy. I can't imagine, like, that I can't imagine.
It's
Like, that
okay.
has to suck.
The thing is
But
this is not new. Like, this is not a new
I
chapter. This has been going on, so, like, I do get used to it, but I don't wanna make this my whole identity, you know?
It is right now, and that's okay. You have chapters. This isn't your whole identity. This might just be a chapter of your life that you focused on. This isn't your whole identity.
I like, that's why I hesitate talking about it because it is heavy. But, like, I guess I
Yeah.
just say that to shine light on, like, it looks different for everyone, so I do wanna show up for others even when I'm going through it, and maybe the most I can do is send you a text and, like you said, say, like, "Hey, I hope everything's going good. I was thinking about you," and that might be the extent of what I can do.
I think that's why you and I get along so well because we have the same expectations of each other. And
Mhm.
if we do forget to say something back that's important, both of us feel like shit and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." Like we both have done that and been in that situations. I think, yeah. To tie that back to success, I just think that if you have friends that are trying to reach a goal, be supportive in the way that supports them, not what makes you feel better.
I was working on a thing for, like, my coaching program, and it was asking, like, what friends say that you need to work on?
Whew.
So, the 3 things came up. I only asked 2 people. One was time management, which I could agree. The other one was I can't remember the oth it was I can't remember. I didn't understand that one, but the 3rd one was, like, slowing down. But that's not what I think there will be time for that, but I don't think it's the time right now,
No,
you know?
I think
Like you said, what am I gonna do? I don't have a job. Like, so what am I gonna do? Sit on the like you said, I'm just what would
I
I do?
agree. I literally had a conversation with somebody literally last night, and she said she had so much stuff on her plate. This is what she was doing. This is what she was doing. I said, and I texted her, I said, I'm going to be so fucking for real with you right now. You got to figure out how to run it, not let it run you. Coming from a fellow busy bitch, you have to learn your limits and learn them quick. You're an incredible person, but don't put so much on your plate. This shit starts spilling everywhere. Know your cap. And if I'm being honest, if you don't know it yet, you need to figure it out quick. And that was blunt, very blunt to her, but that's our relationship. And I think that right now, people need to trust that you know your limits, like, and that you will slow down when you need to slow down. Mine is when my body starts failing and I get sick, but
I'm literally gonna be in the same place as you because I can't stop, okay? They
me
got me.
neither.
they got me. But what is so crazy about that is that I still don't feel like I do enough. And so that's a struggle. And
Mhm.
that's kind of something else I wanted to talk about is like when we're constantly moving the bar, I have been asked before, like, when is enough enough? And like, when do you think you're gonna chill? I don't know.
For me, I have a 9-year goal and there is no chill up to that point. If you want me to chill, then you're gonna have to catch me on the couch for the 20 minutes that I'm sitting there every day. If you wanna chill. But I have I will chill when I hit my goal, but I have a very important 9-year goal. So, and if you're not in the mix of that and you don't like, and we can hustle together. Like, I'll help you reach your 9-year goal if, you help me reach my 9-year goal. Like, we can do tit for tat. But like, if you expect me to like go to the bar every fucking weekend and sit there and drink and talk shit about how awful your husband is, and I have to wake up the next day and feel like I don't got time for that. We can do
Mm.
a lunch, we can do a dinner for an hour, but I like people's tea 100%. But if that's all we're doing, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So I think that
It's hard to know when people want to be pushed and when they don't because it goes back to the
amen.
victim mindset or like, I don't know. Because my first instinct, and I know my husband is the same way. And a lot of times, like when we hang out with people, it's in pairs, and he will be the same way. It's like if you give him the slightest idea that you have an idea in your head, he's like, you need to do this, you need to work on this, blah, blah. And I feel like I'm the same way. And I'm like, you could totally do this. Not
Yeah.
everybody wants to hear that. Like some
Yeah.
people just want to dream, but like you have to try to figure out when, are they serious or like when do you like put the
Yeah.
effort in and keep encouraging them or when are you just like, okay, that's a good idea. Have a great day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best of luck on your
I
future endeavors.
I think that that's super important, especially like if you lead a team or manage a brokerage. Like this year, there are a handful of agents that I want, like, I feel like they need a little bit of a push, but I don't want to push them too hard. So I'm actually sitting down and having a conversation with them and being like, what does this look like for you? What does life look like for you? What does real estate look for you? I don't want to push you harder than you want to be pushed, but I want to know what your limits are. I want to know how hard I can push you or what my expectations of you should be. I'm also notorious for putting people on a fucking pedestal, and I've been told that since I was 15 years old. So I'm learning how to not let my I feel like my coach actually described it perfectly. It's what I would do in their shoes if I was presented that opportunity or that situation, how I would respond if that was me. And that's been a hard battle for me because I don't when people like I was getting something done the other day. I was getting cosmetic work done and someone was coming in and she was for literally 10 minutes bitched about the same problem talking in circles. And the entire time I'm like, you know what you're supposed to be doing. Why are we wasting 10 minutes of time talking about this? Yes, it was a scam. Yes, this is who you need to call. Get it done. Get it over with. They're about to take your $1,000. Urgency. Go. Like, why are we talking about it? It's probably even 15 minutes if I'm being honest. I have
I
no
struggle with that too.
I don't like that mindset, and I feel like I have people I put those expectations on people. Like, solve your shit or stop bitching about it.
That's something that's easy for me to spot in others. Like when Eris was at work, he is a hard worker. So he didn't go to work and just do the bare minimum. He went to work and busted his ass. And he was in like production. So he got paid piece rate. So for him, he would get real pissed off because he's like, why am I getting paid the same amount of money as this guy over here on his phone? I'm sprinting through this place. Like
Mhm.
I'm busting my ass. My
Yeah.
hands are all cut up and he's over here on his phone. But, like, what I had to tell him like, it was easy for me to spot in him, like, "Hey, not everybody has your same work ethic." But it is hard for me to spot that. So I'm glad that you pointed that out to me because I can think of different relationships in my life that I'm like, "Well, why don't you just do this?"
Mhm.
And when like, that's why I'm so thankful for Ayers because I can be like, "This is no, this is why I can't do this. It doesn't fit here, here, or here." And he's like, "Well," like, I don't know, you almost really need somebody to, like, help you put the puzzle
Check you.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
And
like, it's not
and I
that serious.
yeah, I think that that is we kind of circling back to, like, the circle you hang out with and make sure that people you are hanging out with understand your hustle and understand, like, to clock you when you need to be clocked or, give you some perspective, I guess, is a better way to say it. I think that that is a growth mindset relationship that should be in your circle.
I have, I think, lost people in my life because they felt like I was showing, like basically showing off my career, showing off that I left my job, showing off all the things. But here's the thing, when I am my best, like my authentic Erica, I am aligned. That's all I'm focusing on in my life anyways. Like I might right now, it's a little bumpy, but
Hmm.
for the most part, when I'm fully myself, I'm very aware of all the good things and the negative things just like go. So like that's what I'm showcasing because that's all that's in my field of vision,
Yeah, I'm
and
not
it's
thinking about the negative shit. I'm trying to stay
yeah.
happy and positive, bitch.
Yeah, and until the IVF thing is like kind of the current like battle, which I think that
Yeah,
I don't even allow myself to really dwell on that. I might have like literal moments and I'm like, okay, time to go. But it makes me
yeah.
feel in a weird place too because I think that like display my wins, but like in public, and maybe that's the difference, but that to me just feels so personal that like I don't think people would want to hear that. Like who would want to hear that? Who would want to hear about that stuff, you know?
Misery likes company.
Yeah, but like for me, like I started my page on TikTok where I felt like, hey, this would be a really good place to share this because there's a lot of women going through it. And it is very helpful to kind of gauge yourself or like, know different things, know what to ask, know who's gone through what. But since getting rid of TikTok, I don't have that anymore. So then
Yeah,
it's like that's not something I'm going to share with the world all the time. Not because I'm an open book. Like if when people want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. But it's not
yeah,
something that I want to spew on everyone because that's just negative.
yeah.
You know?
Well, absolutely. I was trying to find a note that I wrote that kind of pertained to that. In a nutshell, I couldn't find it because I was gonna play on that a little bit more. But I, in a nutshell, there was a friend that I've known since I was 15, and she sent me the shittiest email when she decided she no longer wanted to be friends.
Mm,
And it, the entire email was based off of she's a negative person.
hmm.
She has a rough life. Woe is me, victim mentality. And not I was not talking about the negative to her. So all she saw was like the positive and the happy. And she thought I was making her feel bad for setting like a good example or expectations on how she should push herself. And I was hoping I could find the exact email because I worded it perfectly back then, but I never sent the email. I just typed it out. That's what I do and didn't send it. But I think that there's just people that have been through some rough shit that haven't healed from that shit yet, that still think that people who are succeeding are just they again back to like sometimes they just put successful people in a bubble that says gloating, and regardless if you're humble as fuck, then they don't give a shit. They just you're better than them and that's all that matters to them, and they get hung up on that.
But the crazy thing is, like to you, to me, both at very different stages and levels, success looks different for both of us. Success also looks different for the person looking. So, like for me, for you,
100%.
you can sit there and feel like you're not doing enough, right? You could think that. But I could be looking at your life and being like, damn, she has it goes all the way down, like damn,
Yeah,
she has everything I want. That's the goal. Like Paige's life is the it
yeah.
could there's people looking at you saying that when you're sitting there in your own shoes, like there's still so much I want to do. But I think the biggest advice I could ever give someone is just try. Like why I saw an Instagram video that was like, when did it get not cool to try? To
Mm,
try something different. If you would put your energy that you spend thinking about someone else and what they're doing to your own thing that you wanted to do, no matter what that is, you could do something with it. It doesn't have to be like a multi-million dollar company. It doesn't have to be like a whole bunch of money. It's like a side hustle that gets you at whatever it is that you want.
mhm.
And that's where I think
Absolutely.
I struggle too, because I'm like, we're in a day and age where like people sell feet pictures. People make money by like opening up their blinds, like I said before. Like people make money drawing. Everyone can do it. There is DoorDash, there is Uber, there's all the things. Like if there's something that you want to do, why there's so much money in the world. And that's something that my grandpa always taught me is like you just have to figure out how to get it. And
Mhm.
that's like an abundance mindset, but that's something that can be very hard to turn on. But if you I don't know.
But it takes
I
hard
feel like
work, and I think a lot of
I'm
people it's okay, but, like, no, I agree with you. I think that that's just requires a lot of hard work and stepping out of people's comfort zone, and that's people don't like to step out of their comfort zone. I You know, I have social fucking anxiety and I have to show up in rooms that I don't know a damn person and I have to pretend that I'm someone walking into a room full of people that are somebody, like
Mhm.
important. Like that's
To
not
you,
comfortable.
but they may not feel that about
A hundred
themselves.
percent, 100%. But I am putting myself in that uncomfortable position and I'm going to go force myself to have a conversation. So when people are like, oh, I don't know how to do that, go have a conversation, do research, talk to somebody. But they're like, oh, well, what if I make a fool of myself? All I hear is excuses at this point, bro. Like, get off your ass, do it. Sorry, that's me.
Nobody's gonna notice but you, first of all. Nobody's probably paying attention. What is the very worst thing that's gonna happen? Sometimes, I mean, for me, sometimes I do get in negative spaces and I need to think of the worst case scenario. And if I think about the worst
100%.
case scenario, if it's not that bad, I'm gonna go for it.
I was gonna say something and it keeps oh, so I remember growing up, because you said it like people could look at me and be like, "Oh, I wanna live that life," or like, there's been times with Brandon and I on social media, they'd be like, "Relationship goals." I, like, look at this when people used to ask me growing up, "Who's your role model?" I have no idea. I have nobody. Like, I didn't have any healthy relationships in my life. I have no idea what a healthy marriage looks like. I'm in one.
Same.
I don't know anybody that was overly successful growing up. There was nobody that I look at and I'm like, "I want that life." I don't want that life. I want my life with the vision I have, and I'm gonna count on myself to get there. I don't have a role model because I am the role model for myself. My vision is the role model. So I also don't understand that mindset where people look at somebody else and get so in their head about their success in comparison to theirs. I know that it happens. I know that it's a real and valid feeling. I just can't relate to that.
I think it has a lot to do with social media because it makes
100%.
it so easy just to show the things that you want to show. But again, you could just be focusing on those things. But like, I feel like now it's starting to get a little bit more common to like show the good, the bad, and the ugly. But there's a lot of people out there who they're not going to show you that. So it's
Mm-mm.
going to make it look very easy and very simple. Like I think about it too. Like, okay, I think about people who make money from their videos, from
Mhm.
content creation. And I'm like, you can look at that and be like, that looks easy. I don't have the patience to sit there and edit videos or to sit there and get the content or to do any of the things. Like the
Yeah.
creativity to think about the ideas, to do them, to make them, to edit them. That just seems like way too much, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like even though someone can say that's easy, like that girl Michaela that was on there and she was like, you don't know what it's like to be an influencer. I can imagine the feeling of like sitting in front of a camera literally all day and just being exhausted and then having to edit your shit and then having to put makeup on, then take it off and do the things. It's just a different kind of hard, you know?
I literally, after we had the call with our last guest that we recorded with, I decided to go and implement one of those things. And I have everything I need in my phone ready to go on CapCut to download and to edit. And
It's
that's
not,
a lot of work.
it is a lot of work. Editing the podcast is a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh my
You
God.
know, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. So like I kind of felt bad when they were criticizing her because yeah, she's not going to like shovel shit every day or like a factory or busting her ass, but it's just a different kind of hard, you know?
I think people need to get it out of their head that everybody's life needs to look uniform. I mean, there was another situation where I got stuck in the middle between boyfriend, girlfriend situation, exes or whatever. And he was talking shit about the way that she makes money. And I have no idea if it's true. And if it is true, I don't even give a fuck. Like, get your bread, girl. If you're not hurting me, you're not hurting the child. You're not I just feel like if you're not fucking with me, my family, my finances, the people I love, I don't give a fuck how you make your money.
Yeah, I don't either. If you want to have an
I
OnlyFans
just
or be a stripper, I don't really care. I think you should do all of the things because why would you not cash on that? If people are
um,
paying you to do stuff and you feel comfortable with it, then you should do it. And I will stand by
right.
that because what does it
And
matter to
how are
me?
people gonna right, and how are men, not men as a whole, but a majority, men are the ones that are paying for this. Like, it's your gender that created this opportunity for women. They did it. I mean, they're the reasons why women got so profitable on this. If they didn't care what women looked like half naked and have a pervy mindset, women wouldn't be doing this. But then what are they gonna watch? What are they gonna beat off to? Sorry, that but like, why are we judging?
I don't
because
know.
it's somebody you know. I don't give two fucks.
I
If the
would
way
be
you give
personally
me
asking questions. Like, if someone I knew was doing these things, my curiosity would get the best of me. Like, what is the weirdest thing someone has asked you to do? I don't want to hear it. This girl was making money by selling her farts. She was like farting in a jar, closing it, and selling it.
there is
So
there is
I
a
don't want to
market
hear
for it.
shit about this economy. Why aren't you selling your farts? Until you're doing that,
I
you
have
haven't tried it.
morals. I have morals and integrity. I'm not, but which is fine. No, I agree. To each their own. During COVID, when everybody was talking about starting OnlyFans, because what else are you going to do? Brandon was like, "You want to do it?" And I'm like, "No, absolutely not." Scandals with pictures that escalated in my life were not. I guess I could have paid for them. I mean, or got money from them.
I mean,
But like,
how could you keep yourself anonymous? I'm not gonna lie and say we haven't
I'm
talked about that
tatted.
before.
I am tatted completely. Like, there's a tattoo on every part of my body. Like, I don't know. It was Brandon, but Brandon was gonna do it willy nilly. Like, he didn't give a fuck if anybody knew us. He was like, we can advertise. I'm like, no,
I
we
feel
are not,
like you'd
sir.
get in trouble for that. Like you personally, I feel like you would get in trouble for that. You'd probably have to get your page taken down. But look at Bad Baby. She made like a shit ton of money. And look at her. Like I love that for her.
Catch me
Like
outside. How about that?
that's all she did. Well, at the beginning. And now
At
she's like
13.
at 13, and look at like the teen moms, Kaylin. I listen to her podcast. I think not so much anymore because I get very annoyed, but like eh, I don't know. Like you see an opportunity and you take it. And like
I
you
agree.
what is wrong with that? I don't care how anybody wants to do that. But don't tell me about the economy until you're farting in a jar or selling your underwear because
Yeah.
there's ways.
There is, and I think that there are people though that just have unfortunate bad luck after bad luck after bad luck, and that at some point. But then again, like I kind of said in my text to my friend, like either you're gonna run it or it's gonna run you. Figure it out. Like I tell my kids all the time when they keep messing up or something, I always say that you need to find a system where you can remember this, because if I create the system for you, it's not going to work. You're going to have to sit down and figure out a structure and a system that works for you to accomplish that thing. So there is no like, I can't tell you exactly what you're going to do, like A through Z, all the steps I would take, because I don't know. I'm not in the intricates of your life. Like, and I think that people need to just, it's again, victims get pity and attention. And
Really quick, something on your list of things was like, I really, really like this one. Self-sabotaging right after a big win. I do that all the time. And I think that has to do with like downplaying your wins, but also January was a big success personally for us. And so like we did all the things in January. We said we were going to do certain things and we did it so well. And our mentality was great throughout the whole thing. And then like once February 1st hit, I wanted to self-sabotage so bad.
Mhm.
Like it was almost like an urge and I couldn't stop it. And
Yeah,
I was just like, I think it was like February 1st, I like woke up in a shit mood. Well, look at it. It's February 27th and I woke up from a nap in a shit mood.
yeah,
So like, I think I just need to, I don't know how to stop that. But I think if we get used to letting ourselves feel the wins and like feel the good, it'll kind of help us to like slow down and take a breath and
yeah.
celebrate ourselves.
And try to find joy in everything every day, so you don't self-sabotage. I think that would be the probably the healthy answer to counteract that, is to find joy in every day, or do something that brings you joy every day.
That's true. Even if it's just getting a little coffee or whatever it is that's going to make you happy, I think that is really important. I didn't think about it like that. I used to be very good on that, like my mind, like just positivity and stuff, but I was also like spending a lot of time focusing on that. And now I have not been. And so I think that I need to start focusing on that again because I'm just I'm just in a better headspace when I do.
Want to work on this together?
Yeah.
I love that. And if you also need to do that, we will check in with you on next Monday and make sure that you are still finding joy in your day. And maybe we can share on the pod joy that we find every day, like just to hold everybody accountable.
We
So,
should do that. We should do that as a quick segment at the beginning. Like write down like the 5 things that made us happy throughout the week and share them.
yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Okay, that's implementing this. So this week we got to start looking.
Then it's March 2nd. So it's like damn near the beginning of the month. We're starting day one. Well,
Today,
day two.
baby.
So, all right, y'all, that's all we got for you. It's a long one. Hope you liked it. Hope you could relate. Be sure you follow us on all of our social platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Also, make sure that you follow us on whatever listening device you have: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, to stay up to date with all of our new episodes.
I just want to say thank you so much for listening to us for a full year. Continue to listen to us for another year and another year and another year. But we do have an Amazon storefront, so if you want to go and shop our favorites, well, you know about our giveaway by now. So those were in our favorites.
Yes.
So we will be continuing to add to those things that we use for our business, things that we use for podcasting, things that we use for ourselves and our family and our homes and our dogs and our kids, all of the things. So you can, I don't know how you access it. How do you access the storefront?
It's a link. You have to go to our page and click the link. It's in, I believe we have a link tree. I think otherwise it's in one of our bios. Scroll our posts. Like, and you'll see
Okay.
it somewhere.
Just making sure, because I guess I didn't even know how to get to it. And then also, if you are shopping around on Hustle Humbly website, Hustle Humbly podcast, if you're a listener of them, you can go and purchase a course and use code After Hours for $100 off.
Speaking of money and economy, $100 off. That's
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's a lot of money. That's like
Heck yeah.
some of their stuff is like $200-300, and so you can get a whole big old discount.
Absolutely. There was a quote that I will leave you guys on that when I was kind of looking at templates and things we could talk about today, this came up, and I just want to share it and then we can say bye. But
Okay.
if you don't heal your money story, your success will always feel temporary.
Dang, I like that.
Me too. So maybe we can talk about that on another episode about money, because there's something I wanted to say that I didn't get to say, but we're going to leave it at that. So,
Oh, okay.
all right, we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.